There's a campaign underway to preserve history. The Gustav Stickley home in Syracuse's Westcott neighborhood. It's the very place where Mr. Stickley created the first craftsman interior. Now the furniture the company is so widely known for.
We're joined this morning by Amy Shook-Perez from the Gustav Stickley House Foundation Board and Capital Campaign co-chair Joni Mahoney. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks so much for joining us. Amy, let's start with you. Tell us a little bit about this campaign and what you guys have going on and what's happening.
Absolutely. So we've completed the exterior restoration of the house. That was phase 1. So phase 2 is focusing on restoring the interior. So we have a $2.2 million capital campaign that we're launching. Our official launch is next Thursday to raise the funds to transform the interior. So there will be public access.
That's fantastic.
And then transforming the interior includes turning it into a museum, correct? Isn't that going to be part of the process?
Well, and Amy can probably answer that better, but also a boutique hotel, and there'll be suites available for people to use. But I've been in the house, and it's remarkable how much it is the way it was when Gustav Stickley originally designed it. It's an interesting story because he bought the house in 1900, and then Christmas Eve 1901 the house burned. And so when he rebuilt it, that was the first example of that craftsman interior that now is famous everywhere, and so there will be people who will want to come and see that first example of the craftsman interior, and they'll be able to do that with this project.
You know, Joni, you've been around the block here in central New York a few times. Can you speak to the importance of restoring something like this? You are a campaign co-chair, you know, and why it's important for you to be on board with this project?
This is one of the real points of pride for Central New York, and I think we have to be careful that we don't take for granted those things. And this opportunity to preserve this piece of history that's important to people everywhere. I mean, we've all heard about Stickley pieces and some of the famous people that have acquired Stickley pieces. We hear it all the time, and we know people who work there, and so I don't know if we always stop and remember how important this is. And we don't want to make the mistake that has happened in the past where we have taken properties like this down. And this time, Amini Audi, she and her family own the Stickley company. They bought this house, donated it to the University
Neighborhood Preservation Association.
That's fantastic.
And a lot of people have contributed to the exterior being done. Look at that beautiful interior.
Beautiful.
And so it's important to me to tell people about this house and about the opportunity we have. And it's one of the things that is important to Central New York. The Stickley company, not only the history, but the fact that it's one of our major employers here in town.
Right, And Amy, how can we help? How can we be part of this history and preserving this home?
Well, to be honest, it just comes down to money.
Right, I like it, girl. Let's just get it right out. We're not going to sugarcoat it.
You know, restoration it's not like building a new home. It's expensive. There are preservation covenants that have been laid down from the state, who has been part of the funding for this. And we have certain standards that we have to meet. So it is expensive. And you hear $2.2 million and you say, that's crazy. It's not a mansion, but it is a preservation of history. So we are taking donations. We have sponsorship opportunities. We have naming opportunities for different places in the house. All of this information is available on our website, which is GustavStickleyHouseFoundation.org. And there's much more information there about the history of the house. But that's really how you can help. Come and join us on March the 5th for our kickoff event at the Everson Museum. Tickets are $50, which will include a reception, a tour of the ceramics collection, and screening of a very special film that I got to see this past weekend on the life of Gustav Stickley and his legacy. And it's really, really exciting.
Fantastic. So there we go. Took the words right out of our mouths. There we go.
We will be there on Thursday night, and the public is encouraged to come. It is going to be in that new renovated auditorium space at the Everson, which is also beautiful. But what a great evening. Come, enjoy the reception, hear about this project, but then watch this documentary on Gustav Stickley.
Great. There we go. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for having us.
And still ahead here on Bridge Street.